Let's talk about how to create demand in the slow season. I've got 3 ways for you. This is going to be a fast one today, relatively fast one, but I'm excited to help you out. Really excited. All right, first, bulk discounts. Bulk discounts is a decent way to drive more demand to a product if you've already got some sales, right? So it's really easy to set up bulk discounts. Super easy. If you go to Shopify App Store, you search for bulk discounts. There's a ton of apps in here. I installed this one for the screenshot I'm about to show you. I've used bulk discount apps in the past. They work really well, especially if you already have a product that's selling and is appropriate for a bulk discount. If you are in the husband to wife niche, for example, bulk discounts probably aren't going to work for you, right? There are not too many husbands that have more than one wife, or at least that's not, we don't know about that. They keep that a secret, right? However, if like the daughter niche is a great one, because many people have more than one kid. Granddaughter niche is a fantastic one because typically, you know, what is it? What do they call it? The nuclear family is like 2.5 kids. Yeah, well, if you yourself had 2.5 kids and they went on and had a family with 2.5 people in it, and you're a grandparent now, you have a lot more people that you're buying for. So the grandparent to granddaughter or grandson niche is a great one to have bulk discount. So go in, install one of these apps, super easy to set up, and it'll display like a discount option right here on a page for you. There's a bunch of different apps that do different things related to this, but you can display a table, something like this, and it can show different discounts amounts for bulk purchases. So again, especially those niches like daughter or granddaughter, this is a great option to try to drive some additional sales to raise your ticket value, things like that. But you kind of have to have some sales happening already. I probably wouldn't go out of the gate with this. I'd wait till you have some traffic, then I would test the different apps. So that's tip number 3. Tip number 3, okay? Not mind-blowing, but it'll help you, right? Tip number 2, email campaigns with special promos. Now, look, I've been doing the ShineOn thing for a long time, and I can tell you most merchants are not taking advantage of their email list. Most of them are not. Email can be daunting. It can be a little bit of work. I get it. However, there's a huge opportunity. If you just made a bunch of sales on Christmas, and you just made a bunch of sales for Valentine's Day, and then you made a bunch of sales for Mother's Day, you potentially have a giant list of customers. These are all people that have bought from you, right? You garnered enough trust, authority, likability from this particular audience that they actually got out their credit cards and they purchased something from you. That's a very valuable relationship, right? And there's a good chance you can get them to come back and transact again, right? And the way you want to do that is through email campaigns with special promos. You can also do SMS, right? Everything I'm about to teach can be done with SMS. SMS typically is going to have a higher open rate, a better response rate. So if you've collected phone numbers and you have special permission to send them promos, highly recommend you do that too. But email campaigns, special promos, tip number 2. Let's look at the kinds of things that you can send. Here are some screenshots of some emails that we sent in the past. Now, I'm not saying copy these. I'm just sharing these for inspiration. There's a lot of things you can do here. These image ads, do you have the best girlfriend? Then she needs this, shop $20 off. And you know, we'll have a link to a special girlfriend product. Get your wife the gift she deserves. We promise it'll take her breath away. And then we have kind of an image of a gift. And this one's $10 off. Notice each of these has a different offer. The offer for those that are new here to marketing and such, the offer here is like the discounted amount, right? It's the discount. It's a special thing they get for taking action right now. That is the offer. Then here's one over here, get 10% off a gift for your wife using wife 10. So this one actually uses a coupon. However, if you click this link, it's going to load it. There's a way now with Shopify, you can like preload the discounts into the URL. So you pass the discount through the link. So it makes it super easy for the user to use. Also, I want to say, don't just stick to stuff like this where it's, you know, images and things. Try some all text ads. I actually do this and have done it in the past. All text ads are honestly, they're kind of my favorite. They perform pretty well. They're obviously very simple to set up, but try some all text emails as well. So you have image emails, text emails. You can do little videos. So you may not know it, but this inside of the frame here, this was actually a video. I just took a screenshot of the video and it captured a still from the video, but this was a video. So there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with email. If you don't know how to get started with this, especially the images, because I understand it can be a little daunting, go to Canva and just whip up a template. Go to Canva, whip up a template, and then send those out. I will tell you, email emails come in all shapes and sizes, and you're gonna have to test to see what works for you. There are some very easy ways to template this so that the emails are not that difficult. So one of the things I've done in the past is I make an email template, and my email template was so simple. It was ridiculous. It had a headline. The headline is where I would put the offer. No, I'm sorry. The headline is where I'd put the hook. Then I would have a subheading, and then I would have a button that would get the user to take action. And then below that, right? So below that, that's where I would have an image, and I'd literally just copy paste an image from my website. I kept it super simple. So if I can remember right, I might have a headline that's something like, "Do you have the best girlfriend in the world?" And then for the subheading, I think I would put something like order today or order in the next 12 hours and get $20 off. So you got the hook, then you have got the offer. You typically want to add urgency and things like that into the offer. Then the button would say, click here to get $20 off, or click here to redeem your $20 off, something like that. And sometimes I would put like a little bit of like caption text almost below the button. So like right down here, I'd put a little caption text that would be like, discount expires tonight at midnight, or something like that. Just to drive some additional urgency into try to create some action. I would also put, sorry, it's all coming to me in bits here as I talk through it. I would put discount applied automatically, expires at midnight. That's what I would put, right? So a little bit of instruction to make some clarity. So again, I'll run through that from top to bottom just so it's super clear. If this is not your thing, right? Like if this is too much, there are ways to simplify it. One of the ways I've done it in the past is you open the email at the very top, you've got the hook. This is your header. It'll say something like, "Do you have the best girlfriend?" Then in the subheading, I introduce the offer, order today and get $20 off. Then I have a button, click here to redeem your $20 now. Then I have a little subtext below the button that says discount applied automatically, expires at midnight, right? That's kind of how I would do that. It's and then below that, I would have the image. I'd just copy paste an image from my website and set it all up like that. It's very, very simple. I didn't have to use any graphic design stuff. If this is your thing, I highly recommend Photoshop or Canva is a great way to get started. Canva's got a gajillion templates. Take advantage of that. And don't forget, text-based ads can work as well. I've seen a gajillion text-based ads, made a lot of money from those. Text-based ads can work. You just have to experiment and see what works for you and for your list. All right, so you can do some email. Now, I'm going to talk about some discounts that you can run, okay? Here are some types of promos. So you can obviously give people a certain amount off the purchase to drive action. You can give a percentage. Typically, the rule of thumb is that whichever number is bigger is the one you want to use. Let's say here, let me try to give you an example. Let's say you have a $50 item and the discount is for $5 off. It would be better in that case for you to say 10% off, because 10 is a bigger number than 5. Does that make sense? Even though they're still getting $5 off, whether it's $5 off or 10% off, 10% is a bigger number than 5, and it's typically a little bit more persuasive, if that makes sense. However, it starts to, so anyway, that's kind of how you do that. So you get the idea. You can also do buy one, get one type offers, where if you buy, like this is another way to kind of generate some bulk discounts with the daughter products. Buy one, get one, right? So then obviously that means if they buy 2, they get 2, right? So you can squeeze in your bulk discounts that way. It's always a good one. Spend a certain amount and get a gift, right? So if they spend $20, maybe they get free shipping, or if they spend $50, maybe they get $25 off the next item, right? So it's another way to incentivize action. Free shipping is always a good one. People love free shipping. So you can always say, hey, order by tonight at midnight and get free shipping. So it's always a great one. It's up to you to get creative here. I'd go scour your inbox. I'd think of emails that you've taken action from and try to dissect why you responded to the email and maybe use some of those things. It's always good to, when you find another e-com store that looks like they have their crap together, sign up for their email list, because they'll send you offers and then you can get ideas and inspiration from that as well. So there are ideas everywhere on this, and I would highly encourage you, especially during these months right now with no compulsory gift giving holidays, focus on email. If you have a customer list, focus on driving email. Now, if you don't have a customer list, this is probably not where you want to focus. Or if you only have like 100 people on it, don't even bother. I would probably wait until you have a few thousand people to really lay into this. You need to be focused on finding your first winner. Find your first winner. That way you can create a few thousand people in your email list. Then you can start to really take advantage of email. So there are a few other things you can do with email. So I will tell you that I am a little bit challenged with email. I feel like, I get inspired to go write some, and then I pull up my app and I'm just like, I don't know. There's something about it that just feels, it's a bit of a slog to crunch through. It's probably because I've been doing it for since 2014. I've been sending emails almost every week. So it just, I don't know, maybe it's that. But I need to, sometimes I need a starting point. I need something to, some ideas to springboard off of to get my creative juices flowing, to figure out the offers, the angles, and things like that I want to move my list with. So I want to help you do something similar. So here's kind of an idea. You can invent your own holiday, right? So even though there aren't compulsory gift-giving holidays inside of the summer months, you can still come up with excuses to give promos. You can give promos anytime you want. Obviously, it's not a problem, but you can make it kind of special or stand out a little bit from the crowd by trying to weave it into some kind of lesser known holiday that is not as popular. So first of all, you can invent your own. This is perfectly acceptable. You can say, hey, we designated, we love the pets in our lives. So we designated, July 21st being International Pet Day, celebrate with us. And then you sell some pet products, right? Like you can do this. Prime Day is straight up a made up holiday, straight up. It's completely made up, right? Amazon really did this. It's a brilliant move, by the way. They really did this just so they could get in front of Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales. This is all they did. They just wanted to move the timeline up. They wanted to kick off Q4 buying early, right? And they found an ingenious way to do that. They do Prime Day now before Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And get this, if you buy something from Amazon on Prime Day, well, come Black Friday, what's going to be top of mind in terms of like retailers to buy from again? Of course, it's Amazon, right? It's just genius what they've done here. So they're kind of like a first mover on Q4 is basically what they've done. So anyway, Prime Day is completely made up holiday. There's another one that my wife has taken advantage of before. It's like Bed Bath and Beyond or Bath and Body Works. They have this. It was like a 2-liter sale or a liter sale or something like that. They used to do this thing where every year it was like $10. It was a $10 liter sale if I remember right. Bath and Body Works or Bed Bath and Beyond or one of those. It's no longer the $10 liter sale. It's actually like $18 per liter now. So take that, inflation. Anyway, so it doesn't quite have the same ring to it. However, this is a thing that they completely made up. They completely made it up. And they do it every single year, and a bunch of people look forward to it, and they spend a ton of money. I can tell you that when we moved to New Delhi, India, back probably 10 years ago now, we lived there for like 2 years, by the way, but my wife waited till the liter sale, and she just loaded up on like 5 years worth of stuff all at one time, right? So people do this, is my point. So you can make up a holiday. National Girlfriend's Day is August 1st, so you can start thinking about that. Warm up your list to it. Let them know National Girlfriend's Day is coming. Get some products in your store, pump it out in the list, have some discounts. You can drive some sales there. Son and Daughter Day is August 11th. Maybe you create a Son Day and then you create a Daughter Day. That would make sense. That way you have 2 different buying occasions, things like that. There, as far as I know, there's no grandson day, there's no granddaughter day. You can make those up. There's no fiance day, right? So you can like plug these all throughout the summer months and make some cash. Tip number 1. This is my last and my final tip. I told you today was going to be kind of fast, right? Evergreen niches and trends. You can still find winning products all summer long. Trust me, I know this for a fact. One of our top merchants for Q4 last year found their winner in like July, and it was a top seller basically from July to December. They did lots of units. They did north of 5 figures in terms of units. I'm not talking 5 figures in revenue. I'm talking 5 figures just in orders. They did a lot of units from July to December. So you can find your winners now, right? But to do it, you got to stick to these evergreen niches, which our stuff does amazing with, and you want to be thinking about trends. So let's talk about this very briefly. Here are a few evergreen niches you can go after. You don't have to limit yourself to these, all right? But the anniversary niche, right? So the husband to wife niche. I would say the wife to husband niche. Now that we have some male-centered products, we got the bracelet, we got the Cuban link chains. Acrylic could probably fit as a male gift if it's got the right phrase on it. You can see this one right here, which I'll talk about in a minute. We have wallets now, right? So there's a lot of opportunity there. And also, men are notoriously difficult to buy for, right? If you go to Google and you look at gifts for men, there's a ton of search volume for that because men are notoriously difficult to buy for. I know I'm a little tough to buy for because, hey, if I have a laptop and a Wi-Fi connection, I don't need literally anything else. Maybe I need a vessel of some kind to drink my coffee, but if worse came to worse, you can kind of make a little bit of a cup with your hand. Like, I just don't need anything. I could live in a cardboard box outside of a Starbucks as long as I was within range of the Wi-Fi signal. That makes me a little bit difficult to buy for. So I get it. I relate to that. So all that is to say that if you have like a wallet, if you have a journal, if you have the right acrylic piece, if you have the bracelet and it's a gift for men and you're getting in front of the right person at the right time in the right place, they're probably going to buy it. So huge opportunity there to get in there. By the way, before I move on, anytime I see somebody like lock into this niche, this wife to husband kind of niche, they practically own it because nobody else is going after it. So, I mean, they kind of just ride the niche for a significant period of time because there's basically no competition. Okay, so anniversaries is good. Love is always a good one, that kind of thing. Let's read this real quick. To my husband. By the way, don't copy this phrase. These are just examples. Please do not read into this. Just because you see him here is not validation of sales at all. To my husband, in this vast world, you're the anchor that keeps me grounded and the light that guides my way. Every day, I'm grateful for the love we share and the incredible man you are. You make my heart sing with joy, and I am so lucky to call you my husband. Love you always, Ashley. Something like this could work. I would probably attempt to use more of a proven phrase or something like that, but something like this can work, right? And you could personalize it. You could do like, to my veteran husband, to my farmer husband, to my grumpy old husband, to my king, right? There's a ton of different flavors you can put on this. Maybe people have pet names for each other and you can actually let them write in the thing, like to my boo or whatever, right? So there's a million things you can do here. So this is a great niche to focus on all summer long. By the way, many of you know this by now, the husband to wife niche is my favorite niche. It just is. I can't get away from it. Men are like genetically predispositioned to buy jewelry for their significant other. We'll do it multiple times a year. We have no grid for how much jewelry should cost. So when we see an item like this for $70, we don't even think twice about it. We're not in Charming Charlie's or we have no gauge for any of that. The other reason I really, really like it is if you nail a product in this niche, you can sell it for Q4, you can sell it for Valentine's Day and get a second bite of the apple. You can spin it a little bit and hopefully turn it into a Mother's Day gift. And then again, summer is anniversary season. So this is just my favorite niche in the world. It's not the top selling niche at ShineOn, right? So don't read into anything I'm saying, but I don't know. I just love this niche. I love this niche. Okay, next, let's talk about daughter and granddaughter. Now these sell super well all year long. The daughter and granddaughter niches, the daughter niche in particular is our best selling niche here at ShineOn. I think a lot of that is because of the multi-unit, the bulk nature of it. A lot of people, if they have more than one daughter, they get more than one when they're checking out. I think that's what drives a lot of the success here. But look, you don't need an occasion to buy something for your daughter or your granddaughter. If you put a product in front of somebody, it's got the right phrase and it emotionally moves them, they're going to buy it. Keep in mind that people buy with emotion, but they also buy emotions. About to do a deep dive on marketing. You're about to get a master class in marketing. Okay, I'm kind of kidding there. That was my ego talking, but I'm going to say it again. Listen for the lesson here. People buy with emotions, but they also buy emotion, right? Think about this. What are you actually selling with our products? We say it's the phrase that pays, right? And it's true, but what are you actually selling? What do the words do? What does the gift-giving occasion do? It creates a moment, right? Like what people are wanting to experience, whether they're conscious of it or not, is this like emotional experience of having something that says just the right thing and then giving it to their significant other or their loved one and then watching them feel emotionally impacted by it. Like it's an experience and it's an emotional experience that they're actually buying. Now they may not be totally conscious of it, right? But at a subconscious level, people are always craving intimacy, connection, deep relationships, belonging to the tribe, like that's what's going on under the surface, like under the, if you think about an iceberg, right? Under the surface, right, is where the majority of the iceberg is. That's what's going on inside, right? So if your product can do that, they're going to buy it. Now, the best way, so if that was maybe unclear, a little too deep for people or marketing level 10 and we're at marketing level 1, that's fine. The best way to understand this is it's the phrase that pays. If you can move somebody emotionally with the phrase, they're going to buy it. If you can move somebody emotionally with the phrase, they're going to buy it. I like to say, if they cry, they'll buy. If they cry, they'll buy. Move them emotionally, they'll buy the product. Now, zooming back out. So you have the daughter and the granddaughter niche. You don't need a special occasion to buy this. It doesn't have to be Christmas. It doesn't have to be a birthday. It doesn't have to be anything like that. If you put the right phrase on the product and you get it in front of the right person, they're going to buy it. So what's cool is we have a broad array of products now that you can sell into this niche. So you have journals, right? This one was actually doing pretty well on Amazon. This looks engraved, but you could literally print the same thing in black and white. You could add some color. It would look really good. But journals, right? They work pretty well. You can personalize these now, use customly. It's pretty neat. You have our jewelry items. This interlocking hearts is one of our best selling products, especially in the granddaughter and daughter niches. This thing just sells like hotcakes. I think it has something to do with the symbology of it. You know, they're interlocking. You can't pull them apart. It's like signifies love, like a bond that can't be broken, that kind of thing. And then you have the acrylic, right? And just look at this. I mean, look how the colors pop on the acrylic. It's very easy to see how a mother, a granddaughter would buy a product like this, and they could easily visualize like where it might go in somebody's room. And it makes the purchase really easy. To my daughter, whenever you feel overwhelmed, remember whose daughter you are and straighten your crown. Be brave, have courage, and love life. Always with you. You'll always be my baby girl. You add some personalization to the elements to this. These things are gonna crush, right? So, all right, anniversary, wife niche, daughter, granddaughter. We also have remembrance. So this is a niche not a lot of people play in, but if you get it dialed in, it sells all year long, very consistently. I've seen it multiple times. Plus, you know, sadly, people are dying all the time. If you think we just got out of a pandemic where a bunch of people died, please don't hear me wrong. I'm not trying to make light of anybody's death. I'm certainly not trying to be flippant with this. I'm just trying to explain the marketing side of this, right? There is an opportunity here. People, again, if they cry, they'll buy. If you move somebody emotionally, they'll buy. There's a lot of different emotions you can touch. You can make somebody laugh. You can make somebody angry. You can make them feel love for somebody. You can make them miss a friend that they haven't seen in a while, but you can also get them back in touch with their grief, right? That's an emotion. And some people need that and they want that. It helps them process and, you know, all those things, right? So look, this is a great niche you can get into. You can sell journals. So believe it or not, these journals sell really well. I was shocked when I saw this when I was preparing this coffee with Michael. These little in loving memory type journals, letters to my father, these things do really, really well. I think maybe it helps people process their grief. I'm not, you know, maybe it helps them feel connected still with their loved one after they've passed. So I was really surprised by that. So if this niche intrigues you, I would maybe go do some research on this and see if it's viable for direct response or elsewhere. This image here came from Etsy. There's a lot of these on Etsy, so pretty cool. You can also use our photo upload heart pendants. These do really well in the remembrance niche. Here's kind of an example of what it looks like, practically speaking. So on the front, people upload a photo of their late or their deceased relative, whatever it is. And then on the back, they put the name and the lifespan. That works really well. And then here for pet remembrance, here's what this could look like. Upload an image of your dog, put their name, put their lifespan, and then you have a constant reminder of your pet with you in the home. So remembrance is a great niche to get into. It's a great one to get into. A lot of people don't think about it. Sells all year long if you find the right product. And remember, it takes skill, it takes time, it takes effort. Probably is going to take some money to get the product dialed in because you're going to have to test ads and all this stuff. But if you get it dialed in, this thing usually does pretty good all year long. Okay, let's talk about trends real quick. We're very, very quickly approaching the end of this, so everybody knows. Let's talk about trends real quick. There are all kinds of pop culture type trends that occur in the summer months, and it's possible to kind of, you know, hijack one of those or ride the wave on one of those trends. Now, I will just tell you straight out, trends are not necessarily my thing. Part of that's just because I don't stay close enough to kind of what's going on in pop culture as much as I should. I tend to, have pretty decent constraints and boundaries around my time, and I work a lot. So unfortunately, I'm just not exposed to a lot of what's going on in the culture. I don't even read the news. I don't find out about stuff until way after the fact usually. So anyway, that's just me. So I say all that to say that this is still a very viable niche. Luna Vega actually has some training on how to spot trends, take advantage of them. I'd highly recommend you go try to chase her down and find her training. I'm sure it's out there on YouTube if you just try Luna Vega trend or something like that. But this is a great niche. Now, keep in mind, if you are capitalizing on a trend, you can't ride it for very long. I mean, typically the trends come in a big wave and you're going to get a bunch of sales and then it's going to die out pretty quickly. But you need to make sure if you're going to try this niche like like if this is you, if you're the type that's on TikTok and you're kind of clicky with your friends and you guys are able to kind of stay on top of what's going on, you need to be careful you're not stealing any IP, right? So you don't want to steal anybody else's intellectual property. So, I don't recommend using things that are trademarked or copyrighted, and you got to be kind of careful about that. There are very clever ways around it, but you don't want to, like sports teams, that's out of the question. Disney characters, it's out of the question. I mean, those kinds of things are going to get you in trouble, but there's some clever ways you can get around it. So use things that aren't trademarked. So you can use sayings oftentimes. Obviously, I'd go look first, make sure you're not taking intellectual property, but a lot of sayings are not copyrighted or trademarked. You can use references, so a lot of times something will happen and a reference to that thing will form in pop culture that's not trademarked or anything like that. So a great example of this is Girl Dad. So I don't know if anybody remembers when Kobe Bryant died, Girl Dad became this very kind of popular saying for a little while, and there were a lot of print-on-demand companies that jumped on it, a lot of e-com stores that jumped on it, and they were selling hats and t-shirts and all this stuff. That's a great kind of reference to an event that happened that captured a lot of people's attention, and they capitalized on it. They made money. But look, there's probably two ways to look at this. On the one hand, there are probably a lot of people right now looking at that going, I would never exploit a tragedy like that. Totally with you on that. Okay, totally with you. There is another side to this though, which is they were helping people express their support of Kobe's family, and they were helping people express their show respect to the relationship Kobe had with his daughter. Like it was more than just exploitation, or people wouldn't buy it, right? You kind of have to understand there's two sides to that coin. And I'm sure that many people that started selling those Girl Dad products, they weren't even thinking about making money, right? Like they were just trying to help the fan base grieve, right? So just saying, there are multiple ways to look at this thing. I will tell you, when I was younger and dumber, and I'm not very proud of this, but I'm not very proud of what I'm about to say, people. But I make mistakes too, okay? I don't know if you all remember when, in Hawaii, the nuclear thing that happened, where everybody got the messages saying that there was the sirens went off, and they said it's not a drill or anything like that. I had this wild idea at the time. Again, I'm not very proud of this. I had this wild idea at the time to sell these t-shirts that said, "Hey, I survived the Hawaiian nuclear false alarm," or whatever. I can't remember the phrase I had. It sounded better than that, obviously. And I ran some ads for it, and I'll just tell you that those ads got a lot of attention, all right? So not my proudest moment, but my point is, being kind of aware of events that are going on, not just in the real world, but shows and movies. There are opportunities around these things, and if you position it correctly, you can take advantage of it. Again, go to Luna Vega. She's got way better training on this than I'm going to have, because this is not really my thing. But sayings, references, short bits of dialogue, all those things are fair game. I'll give you one more example, and then I'll move on. So I don't know if anybody here is a fan of The Office, but in the show The Office, there are a few sayings in there that I don't believe are trademarked that were great opportunities for Office fans. So first of all, that's what she said. That was just used all the time in The Office. It's very funny the way they kind of try to outdo each other in the use of the of that's what she said. I did see a hat a while ago. I believe Eric Tawes was actually wearing this, where the hat said, in quotes, it said, "That's what," in quotes, and then below it had hyphen. She said. It was kind of a funny hat. I only saw him wear it once. He may have just done it for me because he knows I'm a huge Office fan. But there are also some other ones too. There's an episode of The Office where Michael's talking to Jan, I think it's Jan, and Jan asks him a question. It's like a yes or no question, and Michael's trying to dodge it. And I think he says, instead of saying yes, he says yesh or something like that, or maybe it's noish, or I can't remember. But there's some play on the word yes or noish or something like that. And I saw it on a license plate, shortly after all that went down. So it could work on hats and t-shirts and all this stuff if you find the right fan base. People love this kind of stuff. So, okay, pop culture references. Squid Games was a big thing last year, and I don't know if you recall, but there were a bunch of green hoodies suddenly on Facebook and all these places. You can always do some play on that. Journals are a great way to get kind of creative. The acrylic's a great way to get creative and maybe capitalize on some trends. Black Mirror. Everybody's been talking about that lately. I'm not sure what's going on in the Black Mirror world, but maybe there's something there that can be capitalized on on. Again, you're not stealing intellectual property. You got to kind of find some creative ways around it, references, sayings, quotes that aren't trademarked or copyrighted. But there's other stuff too that's not just like a show or a song or something that happens with a celebrity. There's also just stuff happening this summer that are kind of trendy. Vacations are a big one, right? Vacations are a big one. Acrylic items like this that maybe somebody buys for all their friends is a great idea to capitalize on this vacation thing. You know, a lot of times there are girls' cruises, or a family will have a reunion, they go on a cruise. If you have an acrylic product that looks kind of like this, that, you know, one person can buy for everybody in the party to remind them of the thing, to be kind of a token of the event, it's a great idea. So here's just an example of what that could look like. This one says, "Beach Please Lori." Maybe you have a cruise ship on here or something, who knows? A great website to go to kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about here. If you go to Piper Lou Collection, this is like a legendary print on demand store, but they're definitely in this like party girl lake, I don't know what you want to call it, but like this niche. And they have a lot of, you know, products with a similar vibe, right? And you can do something very similar with the acrylic, and with acrylic really for the vacation thing. So anyway, go check that out if you're interested. We also have back to school. Back to schools, you know, people are going to start buying for it, and probably by September 15th. Look at this. These journals would make amazing back to school gifts, right? So the journals will crush. If you get something dialed in on the journal, it'll crush for back to school. Okay, let's wrap this up. I hope you found today helpful. Hope you found it helpful. Until next time, if you haven't started selling with us, go to ShineOn.com, sign up for an account. It takes 60 seconds. It will change your life. It'll change your life. No, I want to be very clear what I mean there. You know, I'm not promising that you're going to be able to come in and you're going to be able to make millions or thousands or even a first dollar, but we are going to help you build a skill set. We're going to help you build a marketing skill set. We're going to get you plugged into a community of other people that are positive. ShineOn.com, if you want to be part of that, it takes 60 seconds to sign up. Get in our Facebook group. It's where all the magic happens. An awesome community in there. And then obviously we have Instagram and our Facebook page. So you are awesome. Hope you have an amazing week. And until I see you again, happy selling, everybody. Take care.